So I know that your father's a doctor, as is mine.
Yes.
And doctors are amazing intuitives.
Well, my dad is a doctor, and I think that's probably why I'm an actor, because you have to get really good at playing sick if your dad's a doctor.
Oh, that is so true.
You know? I never go to the doctor because if I'm sick, I just call him, and it's like, as soon as he says what it is, I can feel him. You know, it's like, you're right.
My
Okay,
father,
that's what I need.
your father's so much nicer. Mine says, I'm not your doctor, I'm your father.
Oh, well, you're lucky because they do that. There is that quote, you know, a doctor who treats himself as a fool for a patient. So I was thinking a doctor who treats his children.
No, it's not true. It saves them so much time.
Oh, it saves me so much time and money, you know, I don't have to go anywhere.
So I would love to hear about your intuitive experiences in your life and especially in your work.
You know, when I met my husband, I actually was like, no, he's not the one, he's not the one. You know, we only dated 9 months before we got married. We ended up doing a movie together. And as soon as I got to Boston, I was like, I'm gonna marry this person. And literally within 6 months we were engaged, 9 months we eloped.
So you had a real instinct that
It
this
was
was a person.
insane. It was so, yeah. And you know, I'd been in a relationship prior to that for 5 years, always sort of like, is this right? Should I be here? You know. And the minute I left, it was like, I felt so sort of rewarded by the universe for like, you know, taking that leap.
Well, that's actually reassuring because, you know,
Yeah.
intuition can help you get into a bad relationship too, until you train it.
Yeah.
I mean, intuition goes wherever your attention is.
The one thing with me, I always have assumed that, and sort of just put out there that I'm going to be with a really great guy.
When you send out a message, only great guys, when that's something that really is a part of you,
Yeah.
then the world responds. I mean, that's an
So
amazing
true.
message. And of course, I'm sure there are areas in your life
Oh,
that you
absolutely.
don't send. I'd love to hear
Absolutely.
about one of those, like one of the Achilles heel areas where you're using your telepathy and you notice time after time
Yeah.
you get the same negative result. Do you have one?
Oh, completely. I had this dream about, you know, where I was going to go to college. And it was weird because my cousin, I had this weird feeling that we were going to go to the same school. And I didn't know why. It was just this weird thing. I had this picture in my head of, you know, I pictured like these trees and sort of this building, but I had never been there. He ended up at UCLA, which is so random, but it happened to be like the best theater school in the country at the time. And he was there for, you know, some sort of science. There's no way I'm gonna get into UCLA out of state. And I got in, and I ended up going there, and I lived with Rodney, and it was the same building with the trees. And it was so, like to this day, it's just like, how did I know that?
It's called precognition, and that's what I train people to do. And it makes life very safe in a lot of ways because you look ahead, and then people get scared about looking ahead because they think, oh my goodness, I've seen my future. But the whole idea is if you see it and you want to change it, that wasn't something you want to change, but if you see it and you want to change it, seeing ahead is wonderful, or experiencing the future is wonderful because you can say, you know, not the outcome I want, let me make an adjustment in the now. I mean, the whole idea of deja vu, that's part of our lexicon because that really happens so often and people aren't aware of it, that you experience something in the future now, and then when you walk into it, you're prepared.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me.